We did it. Okay, guys. Hi. How are you? I'm Karma from Karma on Deck.
And I am the spiritual bodybuilder, and we're here for another live astrological / tarot chat.
Hell yeah.
Talking about the energies going on for Virgo season coming up. So, how are you feeling
begin.
about? You want me to begin?
Well, I want to know. What do you mean? How am I feeling? What do you mean by that?
How are you feeling with the okay?
So how's my week's energy been?
Yeah, exactly.
So I was sitting with my girl, my best friend, and we were in the house, and we were talking randomly, and a very minor thing happened. Like, he said, "What?" And then she's like, "Yeah, blah, blah, blah." And I just was like, boo-hooey. Like, right? I just started bawling, and she was like, "That's not
blah, blah, blah.
Right? I was like, boo-hooey. I'm like, I don't know why I'm crying. And I go in my room. She's like, "Come here." I'm like, "No, I don't want to come." And like literally went in my room and pouted like a little bitch. And I was like, what the hell is this all about?
I think you need to be a little kinder to yourself with the whole,
that
feelings. Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, I hate crying. It always feels like I'm out of control, and it frustrates me. Capricorn.
Yeah, but on the same token, crying is necessary for getting it out.
A lot of ways.
Right.
And it's very healthy to let it go, let it flow through you. Like when you block it.
Yeah.
That was something I wanted to talk about too. But I did notice. I think I texted you where I was like, Jesus, I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone. Like I literally feel like I was I was like, we got to talk about this because did something happen 6 years ago? Did the shift happen 6 years ago? Did we have something change and something coming back full circle? Because I don't know. But here's what I feel. I am literally 100% integrated within the same scenario that I was in 6 years ago. Every person, every situation is getting reevaluated. All the same relationships are coming up.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the decisions that I made back then, it's not that they're coming back into play, but I'm getting this huge awareness of like, this is the choice that you made back then. Are you good with that?
Right.
Do you still want this? And there's a few of those situations where I'm like, no, I need to fix this. This one needed another chance. So I'm like, I mean, not only physically, but emotionally, and things are coming up that I thought I'd buried years ago.
Yeah, well, and that's exactly why they're coming up, because they got buried. Ruh-roh. I guess YouTube has a mind of its own.
Oh, man.
We lost one. Somebody's going down. Call the medic.
Man.
Well, I think what you're referring to is more about the there we go. More about the 7-year cycle that we're going through.
Okay, so it could have been like 2012, 2013.
Yeah.
So the move happened. My ex left me on Valentine's Day. Well, but the move and all the decisions that I've made to go independent, to my dad, do some changing of the guard really happened then. That was when I began to live by myself and be single.
Okay.
So
makes sense.
That was 7 years. That was 7 years ago. So I was a something change. That was a big pivotal, a huge fulcrum moment.
Mm-hmm. So that is the Uranus transit right now.
Describe Uranus for the news.
Uranus, it's an outer planet, and it's the news, of course. Uranus is the energy, it's like lightning bolt, kind of like, what the hell was that? I didn't expect that to come. It sort of hit you out of like left field, out of nowhere. It's a revolutionary and evolutionary type of energy, right? So, and it's out there, it's weird, it's quirky, it's all this stuff that just create like the next level or the next chapter, but while you're in the chapter that you're in, people are like, what is wrong with you? Kind of thing. So maybe like if you're in a relationship, somebody may, just switch up on you and be like, oh, hey, I want to go travel the world, for the next 6 months. Well, what happened to us and things that we're doing or creating in our lives? So that's completely understandable. And we are in the middle of like multiple endings and beginnings of different cycles too.
There is some huge rebirth of something. And here's the thing, it was lightning bolt surprise relationships. It was huge awarenesses about players in my life. No, we're not talking about Virgos in general, we're talking about Virgos who's an astrologically person. But I am seeing that I'm lightning bolt surprise. Like there are relationships that I thought were dead that resurfaced and are beautiful. There were things that were ahas that are going on.
Yeah, a lot of aha moments.
There are some relationships that completely went the other way and ended.
Yeah, and the same thing, you're like, how the hell did that happen?
Yeah, and it's just like, I feel like every day I'm stuttering, like, I'm seeing things. Like literally, the
feel you.
processing has not been fun. But I will tell you this: every day is more beautiful than it's ever been. So I wake up and I'm like, what is today? And it used to be Monday, but it's not.
Right.
It's like, what's next? Wow.
Yeah, like what is the universe going to surprise you with today, right? That's the
And
positive way to look at it.
And even when it's painful or repurposes things, it's still helps me.
Yeah.
Like the place that I'm coming to kind of keep that coming out of it, and you know, and here's the other thing. I was talking to someone this morning, and he was saying, isn't it something else? And I said,
absolutely.
The negative self-talk, like when you get to a place where you literally hear yourself or something you wouldn't have said to yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's
a beautiful place to be. And I think that right now things are coming up to sort of put that in our face. You know, like everybody has something that they're having a difficult time with right now, but going through that process of dealing with a difficult time is like, you know what, I'm better than this. I don't need to stoop to your level, or like making you realize, wow, I've come a long way. I'm a really good person. And now coming into Virgo season, what this video is basically all about, Virgo represents purification. Virgo is essentially the Virgin, right? Now, the Virgin in astrological terms is not necessarily like what we as, you know, human beings tend to make of that, because that's like there's a whole taboo that goes with that, right?
It sounds kind of hard to hear on both your channels.
Oh, really?
We got one right here.
You guys hear me on IG?
There we go. That might help a little bit on one, and then we'll go here on the other. I don't know what to tell you, but we adjusted just a little bit.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, Maru.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Maru.
We're not trying to touch anything, though. Yeah. She said yes, that helped. Okay.
Awesome.
So we'll project a little bit. Thanks for the feedback.
Yes.
So honestly, like you were saying,
coming into Virgo season, which today is the last day of Leo season, right? And we're coming into this Virgo season, and we have a lot of personal planet energy, which is like our conscious mind being out there in the world and making things happen. So all this energy coming into this purification process that is going to really open our eyes and our mind and our energy to stepping into that next place that we're at this point, we're just like, just get me there already.
Yeah, it's a little bit about frustration too. I'm feeling a little frustrated.
Yeah.
But I think you were talking last week about this one, or earlier in the week, you were talking about how much processing we were going to do. Remember, I was like, oh God, date night Saturday. I'm not looking forward to that.
Yeah. Oh man, Saturday is going to be a big day because we have a yod going on.
Okay, describe yod.
Okay, so a yod is also known as the finger of God. It's an aspect in astrology where we have two quincunxes in the sextile. So, and there's a lesson that's meant to be learned. It's a very karmic time, like a very karmic kind of lesson that is meant to be an evolutionary step in our process. So
could that be why past life stuff is coming up?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
absolutely.
I have an individual that when I met him, I did kind of similar to what I did Maru. We all know walk-in, right?
Oh yeah.
I looked at her, I'm like, you don't belong here. Well, I looked at him and I said, how old are you? No, literally, he said, he told me that he goes, well, that's a relative term. I said, I see stuff. I saw him as a sailor. I saw him as a guy with a pistol that he, put the powder in. And I saw all these lives in him. And I haven't talked to him in years. And he called me the other day, and he just, I pick up the phone. I'm like, hello, Sam. He's like, hello. But I'm like, wow, is this one even? Because you were talking about, you mentioned past life stuff, and I was like,
yeah.
And, and I don't know what we did together, but we had a connection at some point to the fact that I could see details down to how much longer he has in this plane.
Okay.
I counted to the day, and I've never had that happen. But it was interesting.
Yeah,
but
that is very
past life stuff, and I'm like, that's not even a story I ever even told anyone. They would think I was crazy. But not anymore.
Is a relative term these days. I guess we're all kind of crazy.
But past life stuff is coming up. I'm having lucid dreams like I've never had. And not only just lucid dreams, but visions of my past lives. I see details that I would never have seen on TV, like how cloth is woven, like whether or not we were a shoe-wearing community, shoes in the dirt, like you wouldn't have thought. that it wasn't, and my feet were painted, like with ochre, like red dust stains. And
really?
Yeah, priestess stuff, like lucid dreams.
Wow, I so wish I had planets in my 12th house. Damn it. I want to see all this kind of stuff. I have to take psychedelics to see that kind of stuff.
However you got to get there, baby.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
But, I mean, this has been especially more this last week, and I was thinking, well, that's what I get for putting Metatron Cube on my body.
Yeah,
I put
right.
Metatron
It
Cube
amped
on there.
up the energy a little bit.
Yeah, the last 6 days, I don't know. I haven't eaten in 3 days.
What?
I want fruit or no appetite or juice.
Okay, well, yeah, that goes along with the
very
purging.
lightly, and I mean, I cooked a whole meal last night, and I looked at it. I bought food, and I had a bite, so I'm just like, I'm not dying here.
Yeah,
I'm drinking juice. I'm having a little bit of almond milk, and I have coffee, and there's nutrients coming in, but I have no desire to eat. But I've had days where all I wanted to do was sleep. I'd get up in the morning, get ready for my day, and I'd take a 6-hour nap.
Yeah,
and
I've been there too.
I was restless, and then I wanted snacks, and I didn't want a snack. And I'm like, holy crap. But then the lucid dreams.
Yeah.
So
you're you're definitely feeling all these waves of higher vibration energy coming through. Because we also have Jupiter that just went direct on top of the Great Attractor. Okay. So the Great Attractor is this huge anomaly that's in our solar system. It's 1 billion times denser than the sun. So, but it's not quite a black hole. They don't really know what it is.
And what is it again?
It's some kind of anomaly. Maru.
So an anomaly, is it a wave of debris? Is it we don't know what the fuck? Is it a different image we're seeing in a satellite?
It's like a black hole.
Okay.
But they say it's bigger and denser than any black hole that they've ever measured. Right? Yeah, it is very interesting. So
maybe it's not. Maybe it's a big object with deflectors that we can't see shit, and here it comes.
Well, that's always a possibility. I mean, there's so much vastness out there. We know a fraction of what's going on.
Did you hear? I'm sorry, guys. I'm random today. So did you hear about the gold meteor that's coming? It's supposed to hit California.
Gold meteor?
It's gold. There's a gold. I think. She said it's bigger than any black hole. I think Marvel Girl had texted me the article about this big chunk of gold in space that they're saying is literal like gold.
Wow.
I don't know. It's supposed to hit California. Or maybe
when?
I don't know. You're the astrologer. You're supposed to know this shit, not me. I don't know. Well, I don't know. I read the article.
I'm sure we'll start to see a big, huge ball of, flaming gold, flying through the sky.
Maybe that's
that'll be interesting.
What was I going to say? Maybe it's
so the Great Attractor produces attraction to starseeds as influencers. Yeah. Thank you, Maru. You're the best. Appreciate it.
No pressure.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Over here.
Yeah. So with Jupiter going direct on that's an expansive energy, right? So really, all of us starseeds out there are really getting these sort of infused with all this energy to sort of step up.
So what kind of, in explaining the news, and I'm getting there, I tell you what, I'm learning something every day, and I'm still brain twitching.
I'm right, I hear you.
You said 6 years you're ahead of me, and you're still twitching. I'm not excited about that. But
you have planets in your 12th house. So you're a little bit ahead of me, just naturally like that.
Space between, bitch.
There we go. Exactly.
All right. Sorry, I keep saying that. It's been a bad habit the last couple of days. We've been super silly with it. I apologize. That's done.
All right, bitch.
So, right? Poor Maru. She got a reading with 10 of those. So, in describing this, and you're saying how this is coming, what would you expect us to feel, see, or experience during this period?
Everything that you were just describing.
Oh, awesome. There you go.
The changes and appetite, the wanting to sleep all day, then having your mind racing all the time. Maybe you were a king in your past life. Oh, hey, maybe.
I believe that.
Never
King
know.
Nam.
King Nam.
Oh, I think Nam.
Yeah.
Nam.
Damn, Nam.
Nam.
It's funny. When a couple years ago, I was living in California, and I used to go to this Vietnamese place to get my hair cut. And whenever I'd walk in there, it's like, nom, 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 nom. All I heard was nom, nom, nom all day. The whole time I was there. It's just very cute and hilarious.
So there's your answer. So lucid dreams.
Lucid dreams.
Change in appetite.
Total change in appetite. Change in energy.
Sleep craving.
Yes.
I had sleep craving, and then I had lucid dreams with restless sleep on occasion.
Yep.
But I mean, it felt like some of the sleep felt like a blink. And I can't say I was tired because when I had a task that was necessary, I didn't feel like,
You just get up and
I feel
go.
like I was exhausted, but the moment I was resting again, I wanted to be back to sleep.
Yeah.
You know?
It's that, like, the mind can sort of have a hard time shutting off, but really, like, also the that there's this underlying deep rumbling feeling like I'm supposed to do something, like
Yes.
almost like this
I
life
keep feeling
life
like I
purpose.
missed something. Like,
It's
what
like-
did I miss? I
right.
still have something to do.
Exactly.
It's not exactly urgency, but
No,
well,
but
maybe it is urgency. It's just more of like awareness of like something. Like, oh,
There's
that ozone
something
before
there.
a storm. That
Yes.
feeling of something is coming.
Exactly.
So
And-
it's like that metallic taste you get in your mouth, the pressure. There's something
Yeah.
shifting. It's that pregnant
And you-
pause before somebody's about to make an announcement you ain't ready for.
The
You know?
pregnant pause. Dun dun dun.
Right.
Yeah. So all that stuff is everything that's going on right now. And with Virgo coming in, it's like, okay, all these toxic energies, these toxic people, that we're going through like attention to critical detail.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so that's fine print.
Right. So we have now the big thing right now is Mars and Venus. Okay, so this Mars and
Ooh.
Venus energy has just gone into Virgo, and mind you, the fixed star Regulus is at 1 degree of Virgo. I'm sorry, 0 degrees of Virgo as well. So the Regulus, that fixed star, is all about heart energy. It's all about and it's another starseed location as well. But it's like it's that deeper, like, what are we going to do for humanity? What is our mission
Okay.
within humanity to change this world?
That.
Right?
I am feeling that.
Now,
Oh, man.
now let's blend that with the Mars and Venus energy, okay?
Okay.
Because they're about to conjunct in the next day or two.
Okay.
All right? So conjunct means the energies are sort of interconnected together. Now that's the divine feminine and the divine masculine, right?
We had this
Now-
conversation, Maru. We did.
We talk about this all day long. That's all we were talking
that
about.
archetype, I was telling her that it's in the natural system of things. It's in the
Yeah.
natural, you know, when you come in equal yoked and you're already running together and you're
Yeah,
hitting the road and here you go.
absolutely.
And it's almost, I said it to her yesterday. I said, you almost must have it. And I hear the
Right.
witches out there going, no. I can come into my own part. It's true. But when you're in a line, not just being your divine masculine and
Right.
me being my divine feminine, but it's
No.
when you come into balance within yourself
Exactly.
with both and you play in power with both.
Exactly.
So being a paramedic, I'm very comfortable with my divine masculine. It's taken
Right.
me a lot longer to be comfortable with my divine feminine. So
Right.
for me, the shift had to be being soft.
Right.
So I had to learn to like be soft. But what's true is
Yeah.
when you finally come into that grounded center,
Yep.
your match shows up.
Yep.
Your divine feminine will show
Yeah.
up when you're behaving with that compassionate, male, protective, loving,
Right.
kind, healing heart.
And
Right.
with that respect of self and integrity in everything that you do, taking responsibility. And then, so once you really embody that responsibility, it's like the universe is like saying, like, okay, we're going to infuse you with instructions for the next level. But the instructions are going to come through the subconscious mind. It's going to come in through your intuition, through, you know, your third eye, seeing visions, through feeling different things and getting a upgraded sensitivity. Now, that sensitivity can be good or bad, of course, right? Because if you're in situations where it's tumultuous or still negative or still toxic, it's going to hit you harder.
Do you
Right.
feel like sometimes that knowledge of the things you're supposed to do come a little clearer than even your 3D sometimes? Like sometimes the path, the mission, the stuff you've got to do, like even though all the 3D is taking up your time and your energy,
Mhm.
like everything from cooking a meal to talking to your children or whatever tasks, does it just feel like it's riding along it's almost like music playing in your car. It just,
Yeah.
to me, it feels
Yeah.
like there's this mission, this stuff we have to do, this.
Sometimes I
just-
feel like a puppet on a string.
Yeah.
That, like, in the background, like, it's bringing me through this process, and I have to, like, you know, go through it. If I try to control it or figure it out, then, you know, I can get lost
gets
in
worse
it.
a little bit.
It does.
It makes it harder.
And
I
that's
should say.
where practicing letting go and surrendering is just so important. And that's why we have to find those little nuances and things we can do on a daily basis to be able to stay in that more relaxed state. Because trust me,
Capricorn.
shit's getting real.
Shit's
getting real.
So that was the thing too. We were talking about when you talked Tuesday when I was getting ready to go live and you went on. I was like, oh, break. I'm just gonna listen for a minute.
I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, support. We talked about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I sat still and I was saying how every decision right now feels like the most important decision.
Most important.
And I mean it's death. Like it feels super like even if it's a small decision, there's so much weight behind it.
There is a ton of weight behind it.
It feels like there is a consequence to this. There's something to this. There's things in motion, cogs in a wheel. Like and I feel like I'm paying attention to all those little things, like she was saying, attention to critical detail. How many other parts are going to move once I start this one? And I don't know about you, but I'm seeing timelines shift right in front of me.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be looking at 3 timelines, and I'll be seeing someone think a little bit down this way, and I'll see most of it, and they'll go, nope, boom, and I'm like, oh, we're going this way.
Yeah.
So timelines are shifting all over the place, too.
Yeah, you got that right.
So Mars and Venus talked about, they're going, what'd you say?
Conjunct.
Okay.
I mean, they're coming on top of each other. All right. So what do you think about Sun, Venus, Mars square Jupiter while they all trine Saturn during the new moon on the 30th? That new moon is going to be huge.
I love new moon.
And that square to Jupiter, I think the trine to Saturn is going to be huge. So this new moon is coming up in Virgo on the 30th, and also too Uranus is exactly at 6 degrees, trining the new moon at 6 degrees, and I think that's going to be a really strong energy too. A lot of like revolutionary and evolutionary energy that's going to be blasting us off into this purified state. And with after they just trine Jupiter. Yeah, so I think Jupiter is coming. That trine right there is like saying, hey, let's go, let's get it. Like I'm going direct now. Like we're in our home sign of Sagittarius. We're going towards the the galactic center. I had a brain fart there.
I just had a spider land on me.
Uh-oh. A blue spider?
A blue spider.
Oh, damn. Okay, yes. So we have Sagittarius going through some, Jupiter going through some massive energy in Sagittarius. And it's like, all right, let's get up and go. And ready or not, like we're going to see. And then, of course, all that stuff going towards Saturn is like, all right, did you learn your lessons? And Saturn is technically still retrograde. So it's like, this is internal, but next month we're going to see it again as, okay, did you actually learn your lessons?
Did you?
I fucking hope so.
I literally am feeling like, seriously, for this conversation I had this morning with my buddy, I was like, for the first time, I am my own cheerleader. I'm like, you are doing so good.
Okay.
I'm learning my lessons, but there are a couple, like you said bad habits. I was like, oof, I got one I got to beat. It's a bad one. It's not terrible, but I'm like, it's one that it's a compulsion.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about bad habits, and I'm like, why is this coming up right now?
You know what I'm noticing right now, too, is a lot of people are moving.
Bye.
Right? It's crazy how they're like.
You just moved?
Yeah.
Are you about to? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like in the process of it, but
there is a lot of my clients. I'm like, boom,
everybody is
7 of coins. I'm like, are you moving?
Yeah, and so that is basically in this next 6 months. That's the North Node in Cancer is making us want to like up and go to the right vibration. We're being pulled into it. So wherever you're feeling pulled or called to move or to go to right now, it's because you're meant to grow and learn another lesson in that situation. Okay, so what, like we feel like we're being pulled in a direction, especially if you feel like you have a really important purpose in this life. And if you're watching this, there's a good chance that you do. Okay, so if you feel, hell yeah, high vibe
tribe. We're coining that somewhere.
Or my Pimp My Matrix tribe too.
There you go.
It's all the same.
All the same.
Yeah.
Spirit.
So
science.
The space between.
That's right. We're going that too. This is so fun. When he came in and sat down, we literally started our live on each device like 2 or 3 times, and it kept kicking us off. We were just like, whatever. But I'm laughing. I'm sitting, and I said, it doesn't feel like work.
Yeah.
I love what I do. I love my
beautiful
tribe.
Weather.
We're sitting out here poolside with Jameson here.
With Jameson hanging out.
And we get to have these conversations where I don't even think a couple years ago I had very many people to high vibe, But it's like I didn't feel like I had very many people to have these conversations with.
Yeah.
And I want to say literally 2 years ago was when I left, 2017 was when I left EMS.
Okay.
So going from 3D to straight up 5D every day.
Yeah.
Like going from being in an ambulance, worrying about your physical. What, did you have an aha?
Yeah.
What did you do 2 years ago? Because our charts are the same. Did you shift careers 2 years ago with your YouTube and your fitness stuff?
No, it was more like 4 years ago for me, but similar thing. Like, you know, I was competing in bodybuilding, and I was personal training, and just, you know, I was going to college, and college is great and everything, you know, but that was right around the time where I started going to massage school, and I had my first SDR, and then I started realizing my empathic nature like much more deeply, and realized like how I was covering everything up, and that's when I really started like my spiritual journey.
Well, I mean, look at it now. Now it's not just you're not just open to having these conversations. Now it's a major portion of your major portion of your day where you bodybuilding, EMS. Like I was physically in 3D 100%, 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
You know, medicine, or, you know, Western medicine, physical, and
and
now it's like almost every conversation is either coaching, where people want to know more about how to be a better person, live with more integrity, be happy. And then on the flip side, it's people looking for answers spiritually before they look to the physical.
Right.
So they're asking like, what am I doing wrong that I'm feeling anxiety? Not what medicine do I need?
Right.
Or, hey, I'm losing weight suddenly, or my appetite changed, or I'm having pain. What spiritually is happening with me that this is causing it, rather than, oh, let me call my doctor for another substance.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Like, and I know that I haven't added so many ridiculous amount of friends to any of my platforms, but things have shifted to where, hey, tribe, everybody pray for rain for the rainforest.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, what do you think
terrible.
of this? And, you know, I'm seeing people shifting how they're approaching and solutions from a spiritual standpoint, and that hasn't been happening. And I'm excited to see.
People are starting to realize like what energy is, and like, because you have scientific evidence and then you have the spiritual evidence, and when you combine the two, you have the space between.
Dun, dun, dun.
That was perfect.
Yeah. So, you know, I think I said this on the last live that I was on. And here's another thing I've noticed. Like, I haven't really been doing readings as much on my lives. It's just a jam session, people coming in, asking questions and whatever. But what I have noticed was, I said, once we figure out the quantum thing, Amaru, so once we figure out how to integrate or how to utilize energy appropriately in its most powerful form, because here's what's true. We had electricity is something you can't see, right? But now our phones, our devices being charged wirelessly. We have Wi-Fi, and I've been saying this for years that like the radio waves that are going on around us just takes a piece of equipment to dial into it. It's just a matter of time until we figure out how to dial it in, the frequencies between brainwaves. Because what is our brain but a computer?
Exactly.
So I feel like,
well, you know, they already have therapies like that, like sound baths. I have I went to a guy
in the dunk tank things. What do you call those? The float tanks with the deprivation.
Yeah, float tanks. But I worked with a guy. He was a PhD in LA, and he actually went and studied with Buddhist monks in, I think, Tibet for 10 years, and he developed his own method of using different tones to actually purge out dense negative energies. And that's also the way that, like, you know, medicines like ayahuasca work and things like that. So that kind of therapy is really gaining a lot of notoriety because it's changing so many people's lives, like all over the world.
It truly is. And once we figure out, it's got to be, I mean, when I had another conversation about like, whoa, look how much technology has changed over the last 100 years. Yeah. We're going to hit a quantum level where we shift completely and go an entirely different direction.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's only going to be one program, one decision, one idea, one little roadblock, and boom, we're going to be this network of interconnected energy. And I was saying, this is craziness, but I was saying that no wonder they wanted us to be afraid of Skynet.
Yeah,
no
right,
wonder
exactly.
They wanted us to be
that
afraid.
movie was so true.
Because no, it's the opposite. Anytime knowledge they put knowledge behind a fear.
Of course.
There's something there. I'm learning this now. But
because all this knowledge can be
they
used
will-
for good or for evil.
Right. So what happens when we all get interconnected? There's no more control.
True.
There's
and
no more human resources
that,
because we're going to be.
And that threshold is coming
now!
next year.
But we can feel it already.
Oh yeah,
And,
but what
know,
we're feeling now is nothing compared to next year. Next year is going to be insane. I mean, we have Mars and Venus going retrograde next year. We have the Saturn Pluto conjunction that hasn't happened since 1517. At the end of the year, we have the Jupiter Saturn conjunction, which hasn't happened in 20 years. All these things, historically speaking, are massive landmarks for change. The Boston Tea Party.
Isn't it about time?
It is.
It's about time.
It is. This is a revolution. We're in revolution.
Wow. I decided, it was the 90s when my daughter was born, but I had decided that, I wanted to have my kids off the grid, and we were getting ready for this moment. And she's saying all the stuff that you said is coming down now. Like, we're seeing the unrest politically, we're seeing the divide, we're seeing all of this. And she said, and people are starting to pull off the grid. But I see something different spiritually. Mm-hmm. I see more communes. I see more people pulling together. I see people flipping the resources into more positivity. I was reading an article that wants to buy land just to protect it.
Yeah.
He wants to buy like 15% of the planet just so he can protect the Earth. And I'm like, look at the mental shift is not, I don't want to build a tower, Babel. Right? Pride. Yeah. I'm seeing people go heal. Yeah, how many more conversations do you have that are surrounding the idea of healing versus monetization and 3D consumption?
Right. And with Uranus and Taurus for the next 7 years, we're going to be going into more community-based like atmospheres, right? Like you said, like communes. People will be like bartering more as opposed to like the currency is going to change. And
look at how people team up more now, I think, than ever before. I know for a fact that, everybody felt like they had their own mission. Like, oh no, I'm doing this. I do tarot, but I do it this way. And now there's more, we're just putting it all in the bowl.
Yeah.
We're just
let's all feed each other's good stuff. Let's bring it out, bring it up, and fertilize it and get it going.
But over the course of time, astrologically and physiologically, we go through seasons of, like in Christian theology, they call it apostasy, where you're in vibe with where you're supposed to be, and then you fall away.
Yeah,
and, you know what I mean? There are times in cultures throughout that there's prosperous times and building times, and there's war times and breaking down.
Right.
And now I don't know. No, I know. I'm not going to allow us to have a breakdown. We're going to Atlantis this.
You know what's funny is we're
going to Atlantis this, guys. I'm clear on that. I'm not having it. I'm not living any more fear. No more Walking Dead. I'm not watching any of that shit.
There you go.
I'm good.
Beautiful.
No,
I was just listening to some like an energetic update yesterday, talking about Atlantis and how we're actually the energy that we're coming into now is actually surpassing the energy that was going on during the time of Atlantis, right? So humanity is raising to a level that we've never been at. Now, there's been civilizations that have rise and fall. Did I say that right? Rise and okay.
That's what I was getting at.
And from some perspectives, you will look at the United States, for example, as like Rome back in the day. And its downfall.
It's a period of like 300 years usually.
Right. So now, though,
culture or society or any one dominant nationality or whatever you want to call that tends to have a good 300-year period.
Yeah. So clearly, we're on the destabilizing plane where things are starting to break down, like greed and corruption and like power hungry, fear-based mongering has been capitalized on for too long, but now people are starting to realize it, wake up and understand all these effects that they're having. And at the same time, so we have like more and more people realizing like the 5D aspect of everything that's going on, while at the same time there's much more like people like fighting the sharing of information. What do you call that again?
Collaborating?
No, suppressing information.
Conspiracy theory shit? I don't know. No. Oh, so just like when they...
Information suppression. I can't remember the name. My brain's a little foggy right
for
now.
example, when I was looking at Lilith, someone brought up Lilith, and I went to look her up, and they were like, the demon whore Lilith. She's that soul-snatching whore. You know, and I was like, ooh,
Right.
I want to read her story now.
Right, yeah.
Only
Which-
because, like, what's behind it? I'm not saying I want to go be, like, some sex goddess. Maybe not. That's a good idea, right? But
Yeah, why
I
not?
definitely now want
Be
to
a
know
sex
what's
goddess.
the story that we want to hide it.
Right, exactly.
You know, and that's all I'm saying is, you know, they
Yeah,
put
no,
a
that-
big smoke screen
that-
in front of something they don't want you to know.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah, no. Yeah, Lilith is more like, well, Lilith is essentially, was it Isis or Osiris?
I don't know.
Isis, I believe.
Oh, you're talking culturally, or are you talking astrologically?
Well, historically.
Okay.
At least,
Inanna.
Inanna, yeah. Maru, thank God you're on here, dude. I appreciate you so much, because, like, I know, like, 90% of this stuff, but I'm still getting there.
Well, and sometimes pictures, too, but I
Yeah,
feel like
right.
she just swears. So I kind of feel like I'm taking my final exam and the teacher's watching my
Yeah, right? That's great.
So as Maru is chilling, no pressure, dude.
Of course.
No pressure.
Boss is watching. No, but you know what, Sarah? But I know for me, like, when I was studying astrology, I started studying it because I went through a breakup, and I wanted to understand what happened and why, and understand myself and what I did wrong and how I keep getting myself in these positions. And I really went deep in studying the Lilith energy and the Chiron energy, because I really resonated a lot with those. And so to me, you know, astrologically speaking, Lilith is like, it's like that sort of like jaded feminine energy, or that sexual power that can be used for manipulation or be used for good.
More
prowess,
than
right.
subtlety. Yeah.
It's definitely not subtle, right?
Right. It's
right.
dominant. It's
Dominant.
sexual, feminine. Energy.
Right. It's that deep down sexual desire that you want to fulfill, but it can be counterproductive. It can be addictive. It can have those like negative, manipulative kind of qualities to it. But once you learn how to like integrate it and accept it, so to speak, then you can use it for good, just like everything else out there.
She was all creator energy too, but.
Well, yeah. I mean,
So,
of course, that's part of the Kundalini.
Yeah, that was coming up too. So, chart. You wanted to talk about the chart.
Yes.
Okay, so if I have to step out, please continue.
Okay.
I'm going to go answer the door.
Why? Why would you do that?
Because you were hot outside going, it's hot out here. That's why.
Okay, that's a good point. Oh,
I
what
was
else?
like, come in the door. Okay,
So
he's going to pull up this chart and...
So right now, we are in Virgo season as of tomorrow, and it lasts until September 23rd. And this season is going to be very, like, resetting, very purifying. It's sort of like we've been feeling this sort of like next step that we're needing to take this next chapter. Well, this is going to the chapter is going to start to unfold. But whatever is blocking us from really embodying that next chapter is going to come up now. And it's going to come up and smack us in the face.
So you said something that's what, this chapter? But starting this chapter or blocking this chapter? I heard part of it.
If there are things, like, say, for example, that you're trying to control something that is not meant to be controlled, or you're really, your ego wants to go in this certain direction. You're like, no, I know this is it. It has to be this way. But no matter what you do, things happen to make sure that you don't go that way.
Don't say that.
You need to be
like...
like...
I bumped from my Miami trip like 3 times.
When it's meant to happen, it'll happen.
It will. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Right?
It doesn't necessarily... though. I was like, it's cool.
It doesn't mean anything other than it's not meant to happen right now.
Yeah, okay, because I'm like,
okay?
I legit feel like this is meant to happen, but I'm not trying to manipulate that. I said I'd leave by September 1st.
Good.
And now it's October 1st, so I'm still feeling like I'm cool with the past.
Yeah.
And I mean, here's what's true. A year ago, I would have freaked out. Oh my God, what now? What's going to happen? How's this going to pay out? Plan out. Now I make alternative plans, but now I'm not even doing that.
Okay.
I still know what's happening. It's just floating instead of freaking out.
I feel you.
Throw me in the pool and I'm screaming, but it's like I'm in like 2 feet water.
And you look down and you're like, oh.
I'm drowning. And I'm like, oh. Carla,
okay.
Stand up. Stand up.
Okay, so actually the Yod is going on, today's the 22nd, right? Yes, I believe today is 22nd. So Yod is actually today. How interesting that we just kind of threw this together last minute. We're like, hey, let's do a live. All right,
live
cool.
Tomorrow we live and
yes. So this Yod has, let's see, we have Saturn South Node,
New-
trine Neptune,
Okay.
then quincunxing down to Mercury, and Mercury is quincunxing back up to Saturn and South Node. And I would involve Pluto there too, because Pluto energy is very powerful in that position, and they're all retrograde. But the learn lesson here is Mercury. Now Mercury in Leo, it's all about passionate communication, about understanding our own passions, right? Where is it that we really want to go? And with the sun being at 29 degrees today, you know, when the sun's at the 29th degree of any sign, that's where like all that stuff, like the bubble's about to pop, let's go,
Okay,
right?
So that's a fullness. That's like a completion, right? Getting all the way to those top numbers.
Yes, exactly.
Nope.
Yeah, see?
I get it.
Good-
Yeah,
good
I got
job.
one.
Oh yeah. So with Saturn in the South Node being sextile to Neptune, right? That energy is like, okay, we have this structure that is breaking down. We have to let go of this, okay? But sextiling Neptune in Pisces is like, okay, we're going to dissolve all this old stuff, all right? But you have to let go of it, and then we're going to create a new foundation that is more beneficial. And this is communicating with Mercury saying, hey, these are the steps that you need to take. This is what you need to do. This is the direction you need to go to break down, to dissolve all those old habits. This is like self-sabotage and like, you know, like victim mentality and all these different behavior and thought patterns that we have that have kept us safe or feeling safe now for probably our entire lives. Things that conditions that we learn in childhood that are now coming out and saying like, all right, this is no longer serving you. So you really need to step it up and look at yourself and be honest with yourself, and then go in that direction that you keep telling yourself that you want to go, but why aren't you there yet?
Right.
Right?
Well, and I think, and again, I think people are just now recognizing that there is power in our subconscious minds. And they're doing that work where they're finding out what it is about childhood abandonment, childhood traumas, childhood, even influences. It may be they had abundance of money or a lack of. Some people that had no money, that's all they want is to search for money. People that had abundant in money, they have a block. It's just whatever their attitudes may be. But it's like your experiences during those formative years really do program you for decision making. And it's not until you start doing this shadow work and really doing work on yourself, you know, that you begin to see how those influences formulate every single decision you make. As an adult,
it really does.
As an adult, abandonment issues make you super consistent for other people. And we talked about that when I was saying how I recognized where my abundance lack was. And when I went back into theta and that came up for me, it has been a completely different game. The field looks different.
Okay.
My money different. It's played with me differently.
Yeah.
And now when I go back into my energy field and I test whether I'm balanced, there's like a stutter. Like I can feel like my throat chakra vibrate a little bit, like and I keep telling myself we are more than this.
Okay.
We're doing more. You know, I'm past this or whatever. But But once I started to go to exactly where that moment was, because that's what we do as an NLP practitioner. We take you back into this, what we call timeline therapy. We take you back to the event in a certain method and remove whatever programming was there. Maru knows what I'm talking about. She showed me some stuff there where we talked about.
That sounds really similar to theta healing too.
Yeah, I went into theta when I did it, and that's where I discovered. I'm like, holy shit, that's further back than I thought.
Right.
And I found that moment. So timeline therapy really does repair that stuff, and people don't recognize how much power that stuff has. You make every conscious decision based on a subconscious event. Yeah,
without a doubt. And I think touching more on the abandonment issues. Who is this, Sparky? Commitment issues.
In what way? Overcommitment? Because I know I'm a Capricorn and
abandonment issues can result in a fear of commitment too. That's sort of how it showed up for me, right? So I'd be, you know, like even committing to myself or committing in relationships. I thought I would, you know, be committed, but I'd sort of just have like, you know, like a safety net. I mean, just
mine was the flip side.
Okay.
I overcommit. I stayed in an abusive relationship for 10 years because I said, this is what marriage is supposed to be. You commit, you stick it out.
Right.
You know, so that's everything.
So that's a self-limiting behavior that is just it shows itself in two completely opposite scenarios.
Exactly what I was just going to say, because what's true is the same event can affect someone else differently based on their makeup and their needs and just what moment they were in when they experienced it. A car wreck for you might be the most traumatic event, and you now have a fearful mentality, and then here I am, a paramedic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like, well, that's not happening to me again, and you're like, well, I'll just never drive again.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
But it's still just those events.
Mm-hmm.
So in addition to that,
okay. I'm going to jump here to this
hieroglyphics, Latin, trigonometry. That's what I'm seeing over here.
Yeah.
Symbol. Oh, so, and what did I say was hieroglyphics? Yeah.
So we have the blue in astrology chart. A blue line for an aspect means it's like a beneficial or a positive or easy aspect, right? The red means we're gonna have some conflict, some difficulty here. Then the green. That's
a little pearl. So when your colors come up, blue, good.
Yeah.
Blue is pure knowledge and light anyway.
So green is sort of like it's like two different people or two different energies with two different desires going in two different directions, but they're chained together. So they keep trying to walk away from each other and be like, wait.
So that's my lover's card. My lover's card always shows up as a passive aggressive or a power struggle.
Okay, yeah.
Or opposing elements. I know a lot of people play with the lover's card differently, but this is just me.
Well, there you go.
But the lover's card is polarity to me sometimes.
Okay. Now, in opposition is more consistent with the polarity like you're talking about.
Okay.
This is more
opposition. So the green one is what again?
It's more like frustration or irritation or like, look, you don't understand what I'm saying.
So a lot of chemistry, but a bad relationship or an abusive relationship.
Yes.
Okay,
like a fight-fuck relationship, if you will, right?
Understood.
Where, okay, one part of it's exciting and everything, but then when that's done, it's like, oh, why can't you just
shut the fuck up?
Right? Exactly.
Okay, got that. All right.
Yeah. So, if you notice,
me here, guys. So
yeah, right. No,
for those of you on my channel that are all the witches and the psychics with the tarot cards, this is great for us because we're simple.
Absolutely. Hey, well, we're all simple in our own little way. So as you can see, we have a lot of trines going on. We have a lot of energy right here. So this is 5 energies in Virgo here. Okay.
Oh, that's Virgo season for real.
That is Virgo season for real.
Okay.
So this right here, especially aspecting all this, is saying that this is moving through all the different parts of our energies and purifying them all.
So this is a baptism by fire, baby.
Baptism, I like that. Yes, baptism by fire.
The refiner's fire, kids. So if you're feeling it and you're going deep,
yeah,
welcome to the club.
Yeah. But now with that, okay, we have this Uranus energy, all right, which is trine to all those energies. So that's like revolutionizing the purification, like infusing us with all this next level shit.
As a whole?
As a collective, right? Then it's also all trining over to Pluto, Saturn, and the South nodes. That's letting go. That's the structure that's breaking down, right? So this is like it's pushing us.
South node symbol?
Yes.
Okay.
This is the North node. Okay.
We also have
we have Jupiter that's quincunx to the North node. Now, that's like the fight-fuck relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Jupiter is this awesome energy. It's saying, okay, there's something off about you're saying that you want to do this, but your actions are saying that you're doing this.
Oh, actions.
So what the hell is it that you want? What do you want to do? Where do you want to go? Right? Figure this out.
So are you talking actions as in duplicity or actions as in habits?
Habits.
Those are okay. Because I'm hearing habits.
Right.
And not like duplicity, because that's just trying to.
Right. So with the rest of this energy going on, this is like, okay, it's identifying that little millimeter off and saying, look at this.
Okay.
Look at this. You need to figure this out right now. And
that's that pressure, but doesn't feel like urgency.
Yes,
but it feels
exactly.
Like I said, every decision is intense. It's like, so as so the little bad habit that I have or whatever, let's say smoking. I don't care. I don't smoke, but whatever little habit.
Right.
So you have this habit and it comes up and it's just this time where I'm like, I keep trying to kick this.
Mm-hmm.
But I seriously feel like I am legit my own drill sergeant on this in my own head right now.
Yes.
I'm like, no more. Like,
exactly.
Stop with the coffee, stop with the drinking, or whatever it is in my head. I'm like, this shit needs to stop. And I'm doing it to myself.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like, even that little bad habit, it's like, all right, bro, now. Like
Exactly.
how many
Yeah.
times are you going to do this thing?
Yeah, I was sitting down last night watching TV, and I've sort of like been getting lost. I don't know. I've just been like tired lately, you know, lethargic, all these ascension symptoms going on. I'm watching TV thinking, man, I could be doing so many more beneficial things than sitting here just wasting my brain away watching TV. What the hell am I doing? Why am I? So if you're doing something that's supposed to enjoy, but you start doing that, you're not going to enjoy it anymore. That's like, I got to rip out of this and you know, make a different decision.
I've even found that my friends were watching Handmaid's Tale, and I was like, I can't see myself watching the progression of this storyline, because then it's telling my subconscious mind that this is a possible timeline, and I already have traumas from that stuff anyway. And it's used. So I'm like, this is just not okay for me to be spending my time watching this. And I was curious, definitely curious to see where the storyline went, but it was bothering me a lot. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna sit here and read my soft deck astrological meaning. So that, you know,
there you go.
Instead,
Nice.
because I'm like, I'm not going to play with my subconscious mind with that material.
That's good.
Do you know what I mean? I hate TV. I've never really enjoyed it. The noise of it, the volume, and the pace.
Yeah, just the vibration of it.
Yeah. I never really liked it. Even when my kids were being raised, I didn't like it.
That's
but
good. So now on top of that, with all that stuff going on, we have Chiron, right? Now at 40 degrees in retrograde, and it's also quincunx to the new moon. So
I love new moon. That's my favorite.
New moon's energy is great, but when you have Chiron quincunx to it, that's like, okay, now we've established that there is something missing, right? Now this energy is saying like, okay, that thing that's missing is from your childhood deepest wound in
great.
there.
Thanks for not checking me on that. New moon, no karma. Not today.
Well, no, but
okay, so yeah,
but this new moon
with all of that already coming up, it's only natural. It has to heal.
Right. It's more like
a pimple.
It's exactly. It's going to come up, and you're going to see it and understand it this time. That's a positive part of it, but it has to come up. Like you don't want to.
It's like breaking the sound barrier.
Right.
You come to that point and
yes.
you shake.
Ooh, I like
and
that.
And you feel like you're coming apart. And I remember when I crossed the barrier and did some astral travel.
Okay.
And I was talking to Maru, and I'm like, holy shit, it's a vibration. I'm like, I'm getting to this point where I'm laying in my bed and I'm meditating and it's all good, and I start to vibrate, and then boom, I'm past it, and I'm like, oh, that was a frequency I was on.
Yeah.
I just hadn't come to that place enough
to
get there,
right,
vibrationally. And so it reminded me of being like when I watched the airplanes like break apart and shake, and they were afraid to keep going, that the plane was going to fall apart, the wings were going to come off, the engine was going to combust, you know, and then bow, there's that sound barrier, and boom, he's like, holy shit, you know. And so I think, here we go.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So this is a good time to really start to, like, if you have like so I work on people all the time, right? And I'm a neuromuscular therapist, and a lot of people going through this process have physical body pains, right? Physical body pains are a big part of ascension symptoms.
So my back pain and the stomach thing I was telling you about, we talked.
Yep.
So
that's all a part of this.
Is there like a list somewhere where you can look and see where these body parts correlate to stuff?
There is a book that goes over that. I'll get you that information.
Oh, cool.
I don't remember off the top of my head. Yeah, exactly.
We don't have our link set up because you're lucky we're live at all.
Yeah.
But you know how to find us, so I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah, exactly.
So in addition to that, I have a question.
Okay.
So when you have this Virgo over here in the 3rd and 4th house, what are those? Like this doesn't feel like it's in one. Is this all in one astrological sign?
Well, yeah. So this is
all Virgo right here, but what's the split?
Yeah, this is just like when you move like day to day, it just changes.
Okay.
So
but why does it feel like it's split?
House.
It's not grouped together. It feels like it's split between these two places.
Yeah, it is, but it's not. That's just how the wheel reads in this position. Normally, the ascendant is on Aries. Okay, Aries is the natural 1st house, and that's this guy right here. Mm-hmm. So right now, this is Gemini. Gemini is the 3rd house. Okay, but sitting in here like it's the 1st house.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's when it can get a little confusing. But the important thing to realize that is that this all being here together is massive.
I don't know why I'm inspired to have you talk about that again.
That the Mars-Venus
Yes,
conjunction.
I'm hearing we need to talk. We didn't finish. Something.
Yes. Okay. So that's sort of like the yin and yang, right? Coming together. And hey.
I'll be right there.
The yin and yang coming together, and this is, of course, our masculine energy and our feminine energy that's meeting up, and they don't meet up very often, but when they do, they can either be, it can be really hot and heavy in conflict, or it can be really hot and heavy and great, or it can be, it depends on what you have going on.
Great, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Hot and heavy and great.
Yeah. And being this close to the sun, this is illuminating the toxic aspects of our masculinity and femininity. Right now Venus is going to be passing Mars, so that sort of means like, all right, Mars, I got this.
Right.
And our more feminine energy is going to start to take over, so we're going to have to learn to connect more to the receiving, the nurturing aspect of our heart. This is a very heart-opening and heart-centered purification process. So, you know, it's really going to help identify and clarify like what we really want at that deeper level. And I've sort of been saying that a lot this, you know, since this eclipse energy in July. But for this next 6 months, we're going through many phases of these processes of like of just purging and getting deeper, like excavating our heart on all these different levels. And this is a major threshold that we're crossing. And as Venus, as
that battery.
I know, right?
So that threshold, it's like almost a benchmark that we haven't reached before.
Yes,
But
absolutely.
here's what's exciting about it. It feels like, I don't know, it just feels like next level. It just doesn't feel like when you said purging, periods of purging.
Yeah.
I'm hearing like, what goes through my head is like, what's left to purge?
I
Like,
hear
I am
you.
getting to the point where I am dry heaving the purge.
Right.
There is nothing left.
There really is. We're at the
here's what's
bottom of the
true.
barrel.
So here's what's true. You don't know this part, but when you go into labor and you're having a baby, there gets a point where you hit a threshold and it's just all pain. And you're like, something has to happen here. And then you push one more time, and then the magic happens.
Okay, well.
So again, it feels like there is no more, right?
So.
But this is where it levels up. That's how it goes.
Okay, so this is similar to that. Okay.
You're gonna be. He's like, I never know what you're gonna say.
Yeah, I got like a real visual when she said that.
Well, I
like,
am a visual learner, NLP. I learned.
Right. Okay.
That's why you get my stories.
So the big news is when Saturn and then Pluto go direct, and that's going to happen in September and October. So this is like with this yes, we're digging deeper into our consciousness and into our psyches than we ever have before.
That is
right?
solid truth right
Right.
there.
So then once Saturn goes direct, that is going to tell us like, okay, now what did you learn? Now school's out. Now we're going to go do practical application and see if you learned everything from the last 6 months. And whatever you didn't learn, then it's just going to get harder to learn the next go around. But it's going to happen faster and faster because we're manifesting now at insane rates.
I feel like
almost immediately.
I feel like my week. I go on Monday and it feels like it's been 6 months.
Yeah.
You know. Truly.
Yeah. Our whole sense of time is changing because the fifth dimension is a whole different level and vibration of time.
Quantum.
So right, exactly. We are going quantum, and I really feel like starting next year is the real beginning, crossing that threshold into the age of Aquarius, which is essentially living in the fifth dimension.
Which essentially is, I mean, if you listen to that song, Age of Aquarius, that's all. What did I just say? It was energy, Atlantis energy.
Oh, okay.
That's that beautiful utopian feeling.
Yeah, yeah. And the more eventually we're gonna hit that mark and boom, take off.
Good.
This world is changing. IG, I'm gonna end you here real quick, and then I'm gonna put you right back on because we're still going. There we go.
You go longer than an hour?
No, it's.
Do you want to? I'm gonna go meet with my client and let you finish.
Let me finish.
Yeah, your chart and your talk.
Okay.
Get out of here. All right, guys, I'm gonna let Nahum finish with the chart.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm back.
So he's gonna finish up with you guys.
Yes.
And if you're still here, I'll come talk to you. If not,
okay.
You guys know where to find me, and I'll talk to you in a little bit.
Yeah. Thank you, Karma. So, so this next month or so is going to be, it's going to be eye-opening for sure. It's going to be purifying, and it's gonna help us show us the way where we have to go in this last quarter of this year. And you can't forget, you know, all this eclipse energy. It's showing us what home is in our hearts, right? Now, later on down the road in September, we have 2 more yods going on that involve Pluto. I'm gonna see if I can pull them up here. And so these yods are very powerful connection points. We have one on the 10th, which is 3 days before the full moon in Pisces. Now, this one we actually have 2 yods in the same day. All right. Oh, she's back.
I didn't go far. She went to get coffee, so we got a little.
Okay. So we have one yod here that the sextile is between the sun and the north node. So whenever the north node is involved with anything, that is bringing a deeper sense of clarity to our destiny. Okay. And right now, with the north node being at 15 degrees, almost right on top of Sirius, which is another starseed location, which is another starseed awakening factor. All right. And Jupiter is a part of one of these yods as well, which is the great attractor, another huge. So this is a huge awakening energy. So you're going to start to see people everywhere. I mean, even bigger than it is now, just like waking up, holy crap, going through the dark night of the soul, all that kind of fun stuff, right? So we have.
I'm glad I've hit some of that already.
Some of that. I'm sure you get a lot of that.
To more of it. Yeah.
No, I think we're at that point where even if we are going through a rough time, we're like, all right, been there, done that. Let's just get this shit over with. All right.
It's the runner's high. I'm
right.
Like, okay, keep going.
So it's the north node sextile the sun, which is a beautiful combination. The quincunx to the moon though, and the moon is in Aquarius. So this is sort of detaching, because the lesson is at the moon. The moon is our emotional body. Okay, so something about our destiny that we're emotionally invested in is going to be coming to the surface in a very obscure or very unorthodox manner.
Great. Probably
unexpected. You don't really, expect this to come in like, wow, I didn't know that I really even wanted to feel that or do that, or I didn't even know I was good at this, or
right.
You might try something new and be like, wow, that was great. I had no idea.
So would that affect me differently because I'm an Aquarius moon?
Well, it would affect you more, and I'm an Aquarius moon too.
Yeah.
Like we both know. Yeah. We're awesome.
Mm-hmm. So
yes.
It's going to affect you just a little bit. That's going to be your highlight of the day, so to speak.
We're definitely going to feel like supercharged that day, like emotionally very in tune, probably like very, very like super highly empathic, or like getting downloads like a mofo, epiphanies. September 10th. So save the date. Now on that same day, we have a sextile between the moon and Jupiter. And so the sextile between the moon and Jupiter is about our belief systems and our emotional understanding of our belief systems. So that's going to be like with this yod in conjunction with that other yod. This is like, look, are you going to believe in yourself to make what happen, like what you want to make happen? Okay.
There is no other option.
No. Okay. And this is quincunx to the north node, and then the north node is quincunx back to the moon. So it's being able to see like, okay, like if I want to be able, like maybe an opportunity is going to present itself, but it's going to require you to be really brave, right? And you're going to start questioning yourself, like, am I good enough? Do I have the self-confidence? Like, am I going to be able to be prepared? Like, is this what I really want to do? And you know it is what you want to do. You know it deep down. So why are you afraid of it? You're afraid of it because self-limiting behaviors, self-sabotage, whatever the fuck has been holding you back.
Childhood trauma shit.
Exactly.
Programming.
So these yods are designed to bring up and bring out all this crap. No more.
Right.
No more. We're done.
Set up the diving board.
So exactly. So both these yods include the moon. So, and the moon is in Aquarius. So, wow.
So
gonna be a big day for us Aquarius moon people.
Every time I talk to y'all, there's some event coming.
All right.
So I have a lot to look forward to on date night Saturday.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm actually doing on Saturday morning. I'm doing a speech at the Pole Expo on fascia. So and I got to see a glimpse of the stage that I'm going to be doing this speech on, and it is way bigger than I thought it was going to be. So,
Awesome.
so a lot of that stuff for me is like, holy crap! Like, I love doing this, and I know that I'm good at it, but you know, I don't want to do the deer in the headlights thing. Like, so I need to really like man up, like put up a shove. This is what I've been asking the universe for.
And then there's your opportunity. Now, no more dress rehearsal.
Exactly. So time to make it happen.
So now I got to remember, so the 24th, and I got to remember the September 10th. Some area.
September 10th.
So, how exciting.
Right? And, okay, so I guess that's the only other yard, at least that I see now. I had all this stuff written down, too. I should have brought that.
It's okay. Shotgun, baby.
Yeah, right?
Should have named our show Shotgun. Because every time we've come out here to play, when we've set up, something's happened. Well, poor Maru and her little tech cards over here.
We love you, Maru.
So, I mean, we've played with our electronics and our technology, and we've done well.
Yeah, I think we're doing great.
Once we get into this routine, and here's what's cool: now you don't feel so pigeonholed, like you don't feel like you're stuck in a little box. You can do this anywhere. Yeah, we can go on vacation in Cancun. And that was my vision a year ago. I said I want to be doing my work on the beach in Mexico by December, and here I am, October 1. Moving to the Gulf of Mexico, which is still what my manifestation was all about.
Right.
So, but it's so fascinating to me to see the thing that I've seen over and over again showing up in real time.
Yeah.
Like I said, the beach, working from home, and here we are.
Boom.
And I even said I wanted to be doing podcasts and on radio and TV.
Well, look at that, huh?
Thing.
Basically, might as well be.
Well, I think it's better. I think it's better than TV because we don't have censorship.
Yeah, exactly. Censorship. That was the word I was looking for earlier.
Oh, yeah, censorship.
Information censorship.
So,
and actually, misinformation is getting out there like crazy, too. It's scary.
Well, I don't see a lot of the things in my world that they're claiming is such a block to us. But we're not going to go into that. That's a whole other thing. But, you know, a lot of the stuff they're putting on social media about how we're divided and stuff, I think there is some of that. I think we're coming together a lot more than they're showing.
Oh, yeah. That's all a fear tactic.
Yeah.
That's all bull shenanigans.
Yeah.
So one last major aspect in Virgo season I want to go over is the Pisces full moon.
And that is September
13th. So just a few days after this massive double yaw day is going on, then we're going to come into a full moon in Pisces, and it's basically conjunct Neptune. Okay? So that is in our 12th house.
Damn it! So we're Pisces rising. So full moon in Pisces.
I'm Aries rising, but pretty close.
I thought we were the same on that one, but that's our only difference.
Well, you're in a later degree Pisces, so when you look at the chart, it looks right about the same area.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, we're only we're like 15 degrees off. That's all. Yeah.
How cool. So, how exciting.
So whenever we have something in the 12th house, the 12th house is all about our connection to divine. It's about our extrasensory gifts. It's also about like addictions and like places where we can become trapped in like prisons and like, you know, bad relationships, things like that.
I did that already. I don't like it.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of karmic relationships coming to an end right now because we are upping our vibration and we can't stay involved like anymore with that kind of stuff. Just like it's not going to happen. All right. So, and this is going to be, we have the sun at 21 degrees of Virgo and Mars just behind it at 17 degrees. So they're basically still conjunct, and they're going to be conjunct almost like they're moving almost at the same speed. So that is this sort of energy behind the scenes that we sort of feel like, even though things are getting more grounded and they're changing, we still feel that like urgency, that like need to, I got to get it done now. Like I want to go, that masculine drive. But now the feminine, you know, energy is ahead, and it's conjunct Mercury here at 29 degrees, which is a master number at the very last degree of Virgo. So that's saying like, okay, I get you want to get going, but here, slow down because you have to receive this before you can go. So it's like almost like you're running and you're at the last checkpoint and you're like, okay, dude, you're dehydrated. You need water. You need to just slow down to a trot and take this Gatorade and down it real quick.
Oh, yeah. This isn't a sprint. This
right,
is
exactly.
This
is a marathon.
Rehearsal.
Right. So this is fine tuning those steps that we're taking to finish up this journey going into Libra season, which will be more about finding the balance in our relationships and learning how to
I'm excited to
implement.
have some balance in relationships. How
I
about you?
am too, absolutely. But first we have to find the balance within ourselves. Then once we have that, we take that and we give it away, right?
So we give balance away? No, we give our power and our knowledge and our instruction and our experience.
Right. From a balanced place, we share. That's a better way to say it.
He's like, I can't with you. Well, that's when you become teachers and shamans.
Exactly.
When you begin to show that oh my God, look, I did this. Let me show you how.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
and that's
the
real.
I want everybody to level up. I don't want to do this by myself.
Right. We have to. So that's what we're all really working on right now, making this world a better place. We have to, because the people that are in the place in order to make changes right now, which is fading out, are the ones that were taking advantage. And they're all getting called out in their bullshit right now.
They gotta
and
go.
As they do, they got to go, and we got to come up and, take over and change it. And it's not going to look the same either. We're not going to be in power like they do. We're going to be in our own power and create a solid structure in our community-based ways and methods that are more in line with this 5D vibration.
And here's what's cool about that is everything that I've lined up, and I've made plans to, and how it's like looking good and what it looks like. Mm-hmm. Here's what's cool is the actual picture that the universe is presenting me is 10 times better and more than I could have imagined.
Yeah.
And it's coming like,
is.
It's like, wow, this isn't just a carnival. This is a Cirque du Soleil show. I'm like, yeah. Right? It's like, so there's a little more magic to everything than I expected. And it's a beautiful thing. My battery's dying over here.
Yeah, my battery's getting pretty low down there too. All right. Bacon bits. I feel you. But I apologize. I know every inch of myself inside and out. Are you saying that you know everything? Oh, now I'm down to 10%.
Ooh, we're down to the wire.
I don't think we ever know 100% of anything, because we are, like, if we knew everything, then we wouldn't be here.
And that's the transcendence.
Right.
Then you gone.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Then you're Metatron right-hand man.
Yeah, right, exactly. So maybe if you're, Jesus Christ or Buddha or, or, yeah, like they went all the way up in vibration, right? And they had to sacrifice themselves at the end of the day because humanity just didn't want to listen.
They're listening now.
Oh, yeah.
They're listening now.
Yeah, they're listening now. So there's always room for improvement. There's always room for growth. There's always ways to level up. And that's what the universe is teaching us right now.
I love it. Hey, I mean, really, I didn't come this far to just come this far.
Seriously. Hell no.
I didn't go through all that to quit.
Right.
It was a lot.
Exactly.
It was a lot. Exactly. And I'm just like, bro,
yeah.
Refiner's fire.
Yeah. Exactly. So the big lesson, Mikey P said, Jesus and Buddha surrendered to the fullest. And essentially that's what we're all doing in our own way right now, is just learning how to surrender. And sort of, everyone has the ego. Ego is not good or bad. It's just the ego shouldn't be in charge. The heart should be in charge, and ego leads the way. Right? So the ego is necessary. We all have our own expression of our reality.
We're all subtle narcissists. You have to be to feed yourself in the morning. Nobody washes you and feeds you.
Yeah, true. You have to have that desire.
Make your decisions. But I mean, we all truly have to come from that place.
Yeah,
first,
absolutely. But then for the heart to be able to take over,
but you can't allow that to have it.
Right. So, that's the direction that we're going, and we're evolving. Everyone's evolving right now and growing. And we got to do the work together. So, yeah, hell yeah.
Well, I'm Karma.
And I'm Nam. And this is the space between.
Yes, indeed it is.
That was like an advertisement. That was great.
Love it. We're having so much fun with this,
hell
guys.
Yeah.
We'll be
Thank
back
you guys for
week.
tuning in. Appreciate it.
I'll be here Tuesday too.
Oh yeah?
Next week. So
okay, well I probably will be
too.
We'll
come back here Tuesday and finish up with you guys. I'm sure he'll have more nut checks for me. I'm ready.
Nut checks, huh?
All right, guys.
All right, love you guys. Peace out. Woo-hoo. All right, that was pretty good.
Yeah, I think they all have been.
Well, yeah, you're right. They have.